Hello, I'm Dee, and I have another Christmas story for you. It's a Christmas legend by Florence Scannell. I hope you will enjoy it, and as much as I enjoyed narrating it to you. It was Christmas Eve. The night was very dark, and the snow falling fast as Herman the charcoal burner drew his cloak tighter around him, and the wind whistled fiercely through the trees of the black forest. He had been to carry a load to a castle near, and was now hastening home to his little hut. Although he worked very hard, he was poor, gaining barely enough for the wants of his wife and his 4 little children. He was thinking of them when he heard a faint wailing. Guided by the sound, he groped about and found a little child, scantily clothed, shivering and sobbing by itself in the snow. "Why, little one, have they left thee here all alone to face this cruel blast?" The child answered nothing, but looked piteously up in the charcoal burner's face. "Well, I cannot leave thee here. Thou shalt be dead before the morning." So saying, Herman raised it in his arms, wrapping it in his cloak and warming his little cold hands in his bosom. When he arrived at his hut, he put down the child and tapped at the door, which was immediately thrown open, and the children rushed to meet him. "Here, wife, is a guest to our Christmas Eve supper," said he, leading in the little one, who held timidly to his finger with his tiny little hand. "And a welcome he is," said the wife. "Now let him come and warm himself by the fire." The children all pressed round to welcome and gaze at the little newcomer. They showed him their pretty fir tree, decorated with bright colored lamps in honor of Christmas Eve, which the good mother had endeavored to make a fete for the children. Then they sat down to supper, each child contributing of its portion for the guest, looking with admiration at its clear blue eyes and golden hair, which shone so as to shed a brighter light in the little room. And as they gazed, it grew into a sort of halo round his head, and his eyes beamed with a heavenly luster. Soon 2 white wings appeared at his shoulders, and he seemed to grow larger and larger, and then the beautiful vision vanished, spreading out his hands as his benediction over them. Herman and his wife fell on their knees, exclaiming in awe-struck voices, "The Holy Christ child!" and then embraced their wandering children in joy and thankfulness that they had entertained the heavenly guest. The next morning, as Herman passed by the place where he had found the fair child, he saw a cluster of lovely white flowers with dark green leaves, looking as though the snow itself had blossomed. Herman plucked some and carried them reverently home to his wife and children, who treasured the fair blossoms also and tended them carefully in remembrance of that wonderful Christmas Eve, calling them chrysanthemums. And every year, as the time came round, they put aside a portion of their feast and gave it to some poor little child, according to the words of the Christ. "Inasmuch as you have done it unto one Of the least of these, my brethren, you have done it unto me. The end. Now, isn't that a lovely story? Isn't that really beautiful? And so inspiring, and again, a message that goodness gets goodness back. It's just the way it is, and we have to believe in that, because that is mostly how it is. And so I think that you have lots to think about during this beautiful season, and most of all is to love all of those around you, and to have a lovely, lovely time. Be safe, be well, and be happy. Hope to see you again very soon. Take care. Bye.